Hope Hoffman is a living, breathing miracle. While growing in her mother's womb, Hope survived an abortion. While innocent and defenseless, the abortionist cut Hope's head open, breaking her skull and exposing her brain. But Hope survived and fights on today.
You've had an incredible opportunity to be a mother to, a loving mother to, an individual that almost didn't get the chance at life at all.
The joy is every day. And she's very happy, and she's always had joy in her heart.
You had to know that when you said yes and signed up, that you would be criticized, ridiculed, threatened.
I speak up for myself and for other people.
Thank you. Thank you. We're happy to be able to share her story and what God has done in her life and brought her through so much, where she's overcome a lot. And the story starts when I wanted to adopt and had always wanted to adopt. And I found out about a baby through a Christian adoption agency that needed someone to adopt her because she was going to have special needs. And she was 3 months at the time I found out about her. And they told me the story about her, that she had survived an abortion at 10 weeks, about the size of this baby model. So everything was there when her birth mother had gone to have the abortion. And she thought that she had left the facility and had had an abortion, but she didn't know she was still pregnant. And Hope continued to grow in secret. And then she felt movement when she was 6 months. And then she decided to choose adoption, and didn't know anything was wrong with her baby until she delivered her 8 weeks early. And at that moment in the delivery room, which we have the medical records and everything that say what happened, she was born and not breathing and needed to be resuscitated a couple times. And there was a large injury to the top of her head, which she still has the scar from her forehead back to her right ear, where the skull and the scalp had been cut away. So that is when her birth mother asked if it could have been a result of the abortion she had had at 10 weeks. But Hope survived, and they didn't know that she was going to. It was she was in the hospital for 3 months. She was on the breathing machine for I'm not sure how long, but she came through, and then she was discharged. We were able to adopt her. We brought her home when she was 3 months old, and she was 6 pounds, 6 ounces. Every doctor we went to, just, people didn't say the normal things that they say when they see a baby. But to me, she was beautiful, and that's all I saw. But looking back at pictures, I think they saw how frail she was, and she had that huge scar on her head, and she was really tight. Her extremities were really tight from the brain damage and she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
Did you name Hope?
Well, I believe that God named her, because I was talking to the agency on the phone and they wouldn't tell me her name because it was confidentiality reasons. And she had a name the hospital gave her. She had a name that her birth mother gave her, which we met, and we love her birth mother. We've told Hope's story with her birth mother. We love her, and Hope loves her and has forgiven her. There was really not anything to forgive. I mean, what happened was she made the choice. But when you want to tell that part?
When I first met my birth mom, she was crying and I was crying too, because it was an emotional time for all of us, and I know that she felt the same way I did. And she kept crying, saying how sorry she was that she left me there, how sorry she was to place me for an abortion, how sorry she was to leave me in the hospital. And every time she kept repeating it. I felt like it was called and my duty to say, hey, I forgive you. You know, I still love you. I'm here for you. The Lord loves you too. And I feel like He has a purpose for your life.
Hope, I want to ask you a question. You told me earlier before we started this interview that you are an advocate. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
I am an advocate.
Tell me about your advocacy.
Well, it's very hard for some people to speak up. So I speak up for myself and for other people. I would say abortion is wrong. You need to do what's right for your baby. God has a plan for your life. Just get up, get out there, and do what's right, not what is wrong, but what is right for your baby. God has a plan for your life. God knows what you're going through, and He will create a way through for your baby.
Terry, do you have anything to add to what Hope said about that part of the story? I mean, you've had an incredible opportunity to be a mother to, a loving mother to an individual that almost didn't get the chance at life at all because of the abortion procedure, and yet she did. Can you tell me what joys you have experienced?
The joys every day. She's very happy, and she's always had joy in her heart, and it was something she came with. And I would say that being her mother has been a reward. And when I hear so many people talk, especially with the commercials that are out right now in this political season, I'm yelling at the TV because I know what they're saying is not true. I live with what abortion has done, what abortion's done to her. I mean, you just have to look and be able to see on her head. And then being a nurse myself, for 37 years, I've been in the medical field, and I know that doctors do everything that if someone's life is endangered, you can't stop a doctor from protecting their life. And they are protected in the state of Florida. A woman can have an abortion if her life is endangered. So the truth is her life actually endangered? People need to really think about what they're saying. Does it add up? It doesn't. I stand for truth. I'm not going to lie about something. And people that I've worked with my whole career know that I am very passionate about being an advocate for patients whenever something's wrong. I don't care who I go up against. You know, if they're saying no, I will go to someone else and we'll say yeah, you know, to get them the right treatment. And we'll fight to protect the lives of babies all around the world, because anybody that hears her story, I mean, her story saves lives. Her testimony and her love and her forgiveness touches women who have had abortions. We've had women just come up to her and they were just crying, and they don't tell us, but you can tell they've had an abortion. What is it? I mean, it's a high percentage of women, even in the church, that have had abortions. And we always, when we share a story, we want people to know that you don't have to live with that guilt the rest of your life. You know that you know, God is right there. The Lord wants to forgive you. He wants to be your strength. He wants to comfort you, take away all your sins, and give you new life and joy. You know, you don't have to fight all the time for something that is really not worth fighting for. It's murder. God will always be on your side. You choose life. And He will get you through whatever you're going to go through. And there's so many people out there that will help you and walk beside you. You're not in it all alone. And if you choose life, no matter what the road will be, if it's going to be a handicap, you'll get through it. Because to me, I have such a blessing.
I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Keep shining, my love.
All right.
Oh, thank you so much.
That was awesome.
Thank you. It's been a blessing.